Hello there. What is going on, everyone? Today I am just hanging out on my lunch break, and I decided I was going to do a little basing for some Legion miniatures. And there's a couple of reasons I'm doing this today. For one, I like to base my minis, and I do all of my factions differently. Like I do my Empire guys with the snow base, kind of like this, and my favorite fish today is tuna fish, since people ask. All right. But for my rebels, what I used to do is this particular type of basing right here, where I did two different colors of sand, and I had like the blue underneath and then like the teal on top. And that kind of gave, like, here's my layout, like that kind of gave the idea that they were like moving through the dirt, kind of like a Felucia thing. Well, I got some stuff from Gamer Grass, and like I wanted to maybe add some tufts, and I got some blue, some purple, and some green. Now I'm probably not going to use the green here. I'll probably use the green with my separatists, because my separatists are more of a, normally dirt and grass kind of thing. As a matter of fact, I use these little bins, and there's some of my dirt. This is just dirt for my lawn, and I will use that for my grass. But some of my painting, some of my painting has improved. Some of it has gotten worse. Like these guys, these tauntauns I did a while back, they're not very good. They're not really done, but I did them in a real big hurry. Did not really take my time with them. But thank you, because some of my stuff has, like this was, I think, Luke. This was the first one I did. I tried to do that OSL lightsaber glow with him. I don't think it came out very good. Don't think. Also, a lot of my rebels are really shiny, and that was an accident. I was doing a spray varnish on them, a matte finish, a matte varnish, and instead of the matte varnish, I accidentally sprayed a gloss varnish on them, which made them all shiny. And I'm probably going to go back through and do a matte varnish over the top again at one point. And I'm going to do, and one of the things I've also done, since we're talking about basing, is on a lot of my rebels, I put some rocks down, and these were actually like silvery rocks, and I put it on some of them, and I used super glue on some of those, so some of them have rocks and that stuff. And so I'm going to be going back to some of my rebels and putting some of the tufts to kind of match some of the stuff. And we got a super chat from Bleed Green Productions. Thank you, Bleed Green Productions, for the support, man. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome, and this is not the first time you guys have done that. So I'd like to just thank you guys very much. And in the background here too, I did get some of the more recent Marvel Crisis Protocol minis, and I think Hella's mostly done. I still have to work on her base. Still working on Thor a little bit. He's a little shiny right now, but I got a few more highlights to do on him, but I think Thor's coming out pretty well. But I really love the minis from Marvel Crisis Protocol. I appreciate the cup of coffee, absolutely. So yes, absolutely. Favorite army unit and favorite mini to paint in Legion? Oh boy, that's a tough question. Give me a minute to think about that one. I'll think about that, because right now I have a current thing. I'm leaning towards wanting to get back into trying Wookiees. But so what I'm going to do is I've got this stuff right here. This is stuff I got at, I think, Joann's, and this is just sand, right? And I'm gonna be doing, because I haven't done my Jedi Luke yet. And I did my Jedi Luke a little different. I did him in gray, like almost a light gray, and then I just put like a wash over the top and then another dark wash. I wanted him to not just look straight black, because the first time I did him, he was straight black, and I said, nope, not good. It's just too black and looks too simple. So I wanted to do him a little differently. I think he looks okay. It's not as good as some of the other painters out there, but I think it's definitely decent. I think it's decent. I'm happy with it, and that's one thing that matters. And so we are going to, he is not based yet. Some of these tauntauns are not based yet. And then I'm going to take some of these tufts and, but yeah, I'm going to put some of the tufts on there. So what I do to get the sand to stick is basically Elmer's glue But I add a little water to it. So I'm just squeezing some Elmer's glue here in my plastic little bin. And I'm going to add a little bit of water. I got a little measuring cup. Boop, boop, boop. I think I try to make the ratio about 1/3 water, 2/3 glue. And I'll mix that up with not a good brush. I will use a poor quality brush. Let's see, which brush do I want? This big one. This big one. This brush right here. This is a big poor quality brush. Mix that up. And I still want it pretty thick. This one's... The cool thing about mixing glue and stuff like this too is that it dries and you get this big old, like, you pull out this whole giant, like, dried piece of, like, clear glue, and it's really cool. It's like, it makes you want to do things with it. All right, so basically, I'm going to do the dark blue first. And you can use a big bin for stuff like this, but since I'm doing only a couple of minis, I'm just going to do them straight in here. So I'll basically be taking Luke and I'll be dipping him in there after I get the glue on his base and doing all of that. So I'm going to put this on there. Boop, boop, boop. It's probably a little bit better to put a more of a thicker glue on first because I'm going to be doing 2 layers. And so the first layer will not stick as well. And sometimes, like after the second layer, if I wait too long, or you want to wait a while, if I don't wait long enough, rather, it will be like still a little bit wet and his stuff will still move around a little bit. All right, so Luke's got a thin layer of that over the top. And I'm just gonna dip him in there. And then done. And this is gonna be like Felucia Luke, right? And I like to take my thumb and kind of wipe it around. And I don't normally do like hobbying videos. I don't normally do a whole lot of paint videos, but I figured, you know what? As long as you guys don't take me as being an expert, I'm just sharing it because this is my fun time, right? But I figured I'd share some of my fun time with you guys today. So that's kind of cool. What size brushes? I'm not the best. There's like, you want a variety of brushes. You want some of like the zeros, and you want some of like the thick brushes. I'd say definitely go with a variety. Like you're gonna want some that are like super fine, like that, right? And then you're gonna want some that are a little bit thicker. This is a bad example. This one is frayed, but it's cool to hold on to even a couple of old brushes because something like this is good for dry brushing. But you want the full gamut. You want thicker brushes for putting on your base coats, and you want the finer brushes for your details. What I do for brushes is I go to like Michael's or Joann's or Hobby Lobby or someplace like that, and I get a whole bundle of brushes for like $7.99, $6.99, and it'll have like 5, 6, 7 brushes in there. And once I do that, they'll last me for a while. I still try to take care of them. I try not to let all the paint get up into the metal part there. That's what makes them fray. But yeah, so I'm putting some of my glue mixture on the Tauntauns. Now, one of the things I will do with the Tauntauns is I try not to get that front arc. I try to leave that front arc mostly dry because I don't want a whole lot of sand getting in the front arc. Now, if some gets in there, that's fine. I'll take maybe an X-Acto and scrape some out after I put it in there. But I want to actually be able to see my lines easily. I don't want there to be any doubt when it's on the tabletop. So, there we go. There's one. I'll let that sit for, I'll do him, and then I'll do the other one. Let things dry for a few minutes. It doesn't take a whole lot of time for this to dry because I don't need it to dry completely. But once I'm all done, and this isn't going to be able to be on this live stream. Oh, it helps if you glue your minis in there. That just fell right off. I told you they're not done. And yeah, take the thumb around because some always inevitably gets on the side. I'm going to you definitely want to hit these with a matte varnish afterwards, because one of the cool things the varnish is going to do, it also, I spray the base extra heavy with the varnish, and I'll show you the one that I normally use. I use this one, this Krylon matte finish, because in addition to protecting your Mini and making it look a little more flat, not shiny like the rest of mine do, it also kind of seals in all that sand, because if you don't, over time you're going to get little bits of sand that kind of fall off and stuff like that. Okay, so there's another thing that's also important here that I like to do, is scrape this stuff out of the inside where the maneuver tool is going to go. Otherwise, you're going to have a real hard time locking in your base, and you don't want those pieces to dry in there. All right, and it's okay if there's some bits that didn't get covered, because I'm going to go over again with the teal once this is dry. So I'm doing that double layered sand. So it's kind of like the Scarif, that when you had the red on the bottom and the white on top. That's kind of some of the effects we're going with here. So painting on my, and now I could have made this probably a little thicker. I think I put a little too much water in here and not enough glue. Not really a terrible thing. It'll be very helpful for the second layer, because when I put the second layer on, I'm going to want that glue to kind of, that mixture here to blend into, like sink into the blue sand underneath, which is real fun. Yep. All right, and I've got there's a washing machine going on in the background. So if you hear spinning, it's in the spin cycle right now, because I am in the garage, and that is also where the washer is. So, yep, it's not a glorious, awesome studio like a lot of other folks have. All right, let me get to you some of your questions before I dip this in here. Let's see. You're looking to paint your Legion figures tomorrow. You're looking at doing a 60s Batman theme, Luke as the Joker and Vader as bats. Any base ideas for them? I have an idea. The first thing that comes to mind is, instead of putting basing materials on, you make the bases kind of look like how the 60s Batman had the pow, bam, kapow, and like you either print those out and like glue them on so they're standing on a pow or a bam or a kapow, or if you can freehand it, if you can base that in there, kind of like that would be kind of a cool idea. Maybe, although it might be a bit too much, but like have all the core maybe be pows. Hey, maybe Joker is kapow or bam or splash or whoosh, or all the different effects that they would have show up. That would be kind of cool. All right, so this guy is now done. Oh, sorry. All right, got you in there. Make sure we wipe the edges. And a lot of times in the past, I've done this over top of a bigger kind of bin, just to catch all the sand, but that's especially more of a big deal when you're doing larger based minis like the Snowspeeder or whatever. Definitely need that over a whole separate tub. All right, so we got these three done. While they are drying, I think I'm gonna go ahead and bust open some of the gamer grass and see how they will look on one that's already complete. I want to do some Wookiees. Let's start with Chewie, right? So I've got two different types. I've got this one, which is awesome. Maybe it might even be a little bit too much. And then I've got the blue. So I think the blue is going to look really, really good. But man, that pink is super cool. So these tufts, I've used some other tufts before. I just ordered these. They didn't send these to me. This isn't like a review for Gamer Grass or anything like that. So Gamer Grass, if you're watching, if you want to send me some stuff, I'll be happy to do like full-blown reviews for you. That's always cool. Yeah, so let's see. I'm going to peel this off. All right, there we go. We got the bottom part right there. You see how it's all sticky, right? And I'm going to put some glue. Oh, I should have found my glue first. This is how you know it's live, because I'm being all sloppy. All right, and I like the Ultra Gel Control. I'm going to put some of that on there. I'll put that under Chewie. I'm going to put it actually towards the rear of him. All right. I'm going to press it down a little bit. There we go. It's almost like he's standing on it. Yeah, we can spread it out a little bit. That's better. There we go. Fun. And the cool thing is I could even do this like a little bit more mechanically. Like I could make all the commanders in purple, all right, and all the operatives in blue, or special forces could be a certain color. You know, there's always that option as well. Do you think the Krylon works as good as the Tester's dull coat? I've been using Krylon for a little while now. I think I've used the Tester's once, but I'm not sure about the Tester's one. I also used the Citadel spray varnish at one point, and that one worked pretty good. All right, so that's the blue. Let's try another blue. I'll try Han and Chewie with the blue. I'll do them both with a blue. And I think basically on this sheet, like the ones towards this side are all bigger pieces, and the ones up here are smaller. So let's maybe give Han a smaller piece. Let's see. Poor Han. I wish Han was a little better. I mean, he's not bad. I think I would like to try and run Han Solo and Legion with some Rebel veterans and using fire support, considering he's got Pierce 2. Fire support with Pierce 2 would be sick. Okay, so there we go. We got some bluegrass with Han. Okay. I'm going to do some purple grass now. Let's put some purple grass on some Wookiees. Now, I have already put some other, like of these rocks on some of my Wookiees. So let me see which Wookiees don't have anything, because I can probably offset stuff. I got the blue Wookiees. I've only got 2 units of Wookiees, and I really want to see if I can make triple Wookiee a thing. I want to see if I can make it a thing. Of course, the problem is it's going to depend so much on terrain, right? They need to have line of sight blocking terrain as they come in, and a lot of tables, especially for tournaments, don't have that. If you can get that, you're golden, but you need a way to get them in safe. So I think what the Rebels really need is a transport that can transport whole units, right? Like a helicopter, just drop some Wookiees down. The last Prime I was at, somebody had like Wookiees with rapid reinforcements. And maybe that's one of the things you do, right? You try and get rapid reinforcements, but and they had the Wookiees like drop down like later in the game, and then they were like now in prime position and full health. So that's a cool idea, you know. That's a cool idea. All right, let's get some of this purple. Hopefully it don't look too bad, and if it does, then I don't care, because I'll still be happy. All right. So I've got my purple tuft here. I'm gonna put some on there. There we go. Get it in there nice. We're gonna put it on this sword guy. Wookiees will also be a lot cooler. Oh, that looks awesome. Oh my goodness. Spread it out a little bit. And what's really good here is that pink has the blue base, right? So it looks more natural with this type of basing. What do you guys think? Oh, washer's done. You hear that? That's the washer. Okay. It always lets us know. We can hear that anywhere in the house. Okay, so yeah, no, I like the look of that. I really do. I think that's a natural fit here. I may have to order some more. Gamer Grass, hey guys, I like your little product here. You want to sponsor my channel? I could talk about you in all my Legion videos. You know, let's. I don't even know how to do that stuff. I don't know. All right, I'm gonna do some more with this. Oh, the Wookiees are gonna be, man, my Wookiees are gonna be gorgeous. I think I'm gonna do all my Wookiees with some of this pink. I might not do anybody else. That might be the key to making Wookiees awesome, is just giving them all some of this grass. All right, Even the guys that got the big pieces. There we go. You get a little bit on you right there. You're growing out of a rock. A little bit. Oh, I love it. What kind of washer was that? I don't know. I don't know what kind of washer it is. We got it a long time ago. It was at the Ding and Dent store. Whoa, look, this piece is like a long one. Look at that. That's kind of cool. I don't know if I want to use that one right now. Oh, why not? Let's give it a shot. And they're naturally sticky too, but I wouldn't rely on just their stickiness, because the stickiness, I think, is just what holds them together. So you don't get pieces flying off all over the place. I always use crazy glue. There we go. Oh, I love it. Okay, there's the Wookiees with the grass. Okay, and we got another Wookiee unit to do. We'll do them with the grass too. Oh man, that's awesome. I might have to buy a third Wookiee unit. Maybe they'll do something with Wookiees with the Republic, like, and hopefully they share it. Like, I don't want to have to buy a whole separate unit of Wookiees when they're going to be like exactly the same, right? That's my. I hope that's a big tuft. So I guess that's maybe one of the things they're going for here with these tufts, is that they are differently shaped. Oh, that one's stretching on me. Oh my. All right. Come on, come on, come on. Grab it. Grab it. I got paint all over. Oh, this one's ripping. Well, now it's 2 tufts. I got it on my hands. Okay. Well, gamer grass, you're starting to become annoying. Now it's stuck to my hands. Oh, no. All right. Hold on. There we go. I got it. I got it. Part of you is in the rock. There we go. I'm going to wash my hands after this. There we go. I can't go back to work like that, can I? Oh, my goodness. All right. Let's see what's next. Oh, some of these are really big. This is a really big one. That's actually pretty cool. That's a cool thing. Right? I don't know if I would prefer them to be smaller and then just let you have the option of putting like 2 little ones together, but I guess you can always break them apart also. So it's really like 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. All right. Now I want this. I want that to go underneath his feet. I hear a dog barking outside. There we go. Oh my goodness, my feet are all stuck together. Or his feet, my fingers. All right, there we go. that's stuck off on my hand. Because now that I've already got glue on my hands, it's making my fingers even more sticky. I normally don't have this much of a problem with tufts. It's just happening today. All right, but that came out pretty good. I'm gonna move this around a little more though. There we go. Man, that is really something. I love it. I love it. Let's use a smaller tuft. There we go. Smaller tuft, less likely to break off. All right, once I finish these tufts, then I'll go back and do the top layer. I think Luke should be dry enough. I think some people probably use tweezers. You guys ever use your fingers with tufts? How many of you guys have used something else? Oh, put the glue on the bases in order to not have it on my fingers. Well, that might make sense. That wouldn't be fun, would it? Make your own tufts. I don't know how to do that. PVA glue maybe, and just stick some thread in it? I don't know. That's an idea. I'm going to try that suggestion. I'm going to put some glue right here on the back. I'm afraid it's going to seep in, and then I'm not going to find where it went. All right. right there. All right, well, that's an idea too. It seems like it's working. All right. All right, so there go the Wookiees with some of the pink grass. I like it. I like it. All right, let's see if Luke is dry enough to take some more of this stuff. And we're going to get, this is the teal sand. So I'm going to do Luke and the other Tauntauns now. Yeah. All right. So I still got my mixture here. And in this case, since Luke's base is now all blue, I want to be real careful about where I put. You see it seeps in, right? Be careful. And I dot it in because sometimes, like if I wasn't doing this live, I might let him dry for like a couple hours. Yeah. Okay. So I only got them on certain parts. So what should happen is once I stick it in here and tap it off. Oh, no, I didn't let it dry long enough. The idea is I was going to get foot tracks behind, but I think it was still wet. So that's okay. I've got grass that I can totally make it. So normally I'd let that dry for a lot longer. So, because this is probably still wet enough that if I stuck it in there, but I'm going to try it anyway. I'll be more deliberate on this one. Oh, no, I went kind of everywhere on that one, didn't I? Okay. So there's this guy. Now, I did get some into the cracks there, so what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to take an X-Acto. And I had one that was just right here, not long ago, but I seem to have lost it. Come on, man, it was just right here. Did somebody come steal? Did one of you guys in the chat steal my X-Acto when I wasn't looking? No, because I had it. Oh my goodness. Well, my X-Acto is gone. Let me put some things away because I made a mess. I pulled too many things out. So I'll take, there it is. It was underneath the tufts. I'll take the X-Acto and put that into here so I can clearly see the line. There we go. And again, scrape off the sides. Oh, goodness. All right. There we go. All right, sorry about that. And now, do I know when they will be shipping Iden Versio? I think she's currently on the set for like April. I think she's on the docket for April right now, I think. But she's going to be a while. Yeah. Try and be patient when it comes to that stuff. The big question right now is the AAT, because that is not shipping. And a lot of people are real curious. All right, so I put some on there. When the AAT is coming, I don't know. And then also FFG updated their refund policy, which that was awfully interesting. I missed this part. I'm not really a big fan of that. I think I understand why. I probably need to make a video talking about it, but I want to, you know, I mean, I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but still a lot of people probably might not know about it. Because Asmodee has been really good in the past about, replacing lost components, and all that's going to change because now you're going to have to go through your retailer. All right, so let me put these guys. I put some glue on these guys. I put them back in there. Stay. And you too. Stay. Ah, don't drop them. Get in there. Okay. All right. So that's, oh, and of course I just scraped them all over the place. Like a big dummy. Okay, let me put some more on there. Wow, so maybe don't like try and like glue this stuff and manhandle it before it's dry, because that's problematic too. All right. There we go. And there we go. That's better. Of course, now you're going to have sand all over the place. And then the next step is to go wash your hands. Well, I think that's about all I can do for the time being. Now, I have a white version of this sand, and I also have a white powder. So, like when I'm doing my stormtroopers, I put them on the white sand. It's almost like really thick rock salt first. And then once that dries completely, then I do the same thing, but with the white powder to kind of give them the snowy look. And there's lots of different ways to do snow, but that's the way that I've been doing it. Yep, there's that. I'm not going to put any tufts on this other stuff yet because cocaine. You're a funny guy. But yeah, there's a lot of other ways to do that stuff, but yeah, that's how I'm doing the snow. Yeah, and I'm not going to put any tufts on these guys because they need to dry for a couple hours before I'll be super gluing anything to them, because I'll just move stuff around. And usually once that's done, then I'll go ahead and go around the base, because I like all of one army usually to have the same kind of ring around the base, or at least the same color scheme. What I've been doing lately too is I've been doing the bases for different units, different colors, like my droids. Since the droids kind of all look the same, I've been making the rings different on those. Otherwise, they're pretty hard to tell other ones apart. Because I don't really want to make everything totally off the wall as far as paint jobs go. All right, so that is it. Let me know, what you guys, if you're watching this later, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. But I will talk to you guys later. That's, I think, all I've got. Let's take a look through and see if we got any more. Have you ever thought of doing list reviews like Harry Nick does for X-Wing? That's a possibility. That's one of the things I have kind of open as a Patreon tier, is to talk about lists and stuff. But yeah, I mean, right now the problem is there's just been so much like big news to talk about. It's like kind of overwhelming between all of the new product announcements and then with product delays and then big changes in policy and all of that. It's the problem, I guess it's a good problem to have, is there's no shortage of things for me to talk about. It's just a chore to get everything recorded and edited and uploaded, and it's overwhelming. So I figured today I would just sit down and do some hobbying and kind of relax, unwind a little bit. But yeah, I mean, the list review thing is something that is interesting. I get a lot of questions about that though. So it might surprise you how many people are sending me lists all the time. Here, look at my list, and I think it's kind of mentally taxing to sit down and not just look at a list, but really try to figure out, it's a decent amount of effort. Not to say that I won't do it. I just will probably, I think that's a good idea when things are slow and when we have a slower news cycle. That's like, more of a time to get into something like that. But maybe that'd be a new Patreon tier instead of customized list reviews. If you want to just submit something for the channel or whatever, that's an interesting idea. Also, was toying around with the earlier today with the idea of doing a podcast, but I don't know if I could really manage to run another podcast. But that one that would be more about like wish list stuff. Talking in the Discord for Legion today about the first episode, maybe like let's talk about AT-ATs, and not just not just like, oh yeah, that'd be funny, haha, but like seriously to talk about like how would it work, and what are different ways that it could work. Um, Standalone scenario or actual unit, maybe unit that doesn't move, maybe unit that does move, but now it's your whole list, maybe only for 1600 point battles. Like there's a lot of different ways to do it. Maybe just a foot, maybe just 1 foot on the ground. So a lot of different ideas for that. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wind this down, and I will talk to you all later. Thanks for hanging out with me today. And as always, have a great day.